Hey there again, VC. It's been a while. Life's kind of been busy lately. um, I've been wanting to make a video for a while, but just like I said, a lot of life. Getting married here in September, so there's been a lot of planning for that and some family stuff and whatever. But I'm glad to be back. So for anybody new or returning, my name is Dennis. Uh, I've been collecting records for the last 2, 3 years, I think, and got some new stuff, mostly old stuff, and just figured kind of get into it for now. So first, I'm gonna show um, my record store day purchases for the last drop. Um, I only got. I feel like I'm missing one in here. Yeah, there it is. So I only got 4 things this time around. All from online. The nearest record store that I can actually get to that does RSD is about 3 hours away. And I believe I was on call too, so I couldn't have gotten down there even if I had wanted to. So first off is a reissue that I kind of forgot was coming out. I didn't realize I wanted until like the night before when I was kind of going through the list again, kind of preparing a little bit, different sites, getting bookmarked. So um, I knew what I wanted to do, and this came from the Yellow Dog Discs, and it's tattoos, 200 kilometers in the wrong lane, and it's not focusing how I wanted to. But yeah, this came out in 2001. Remember when this came out, and it's not like it's the best music in the world, but it hits a certain nostalgia itch, and I was glad to get it. I'm kind of glad that it got a reissue. I think they're the 2 albums that most people would know got a reissue in the last few years. This might actually be like a secondary reissue, something special for Record Store Day. I don't remember. But anyways, so there's that, and then every essentially set of drops. This project comes out with something. There's an RSD first for a full album or some sort of a preview, like a single, and that's Czarface. This is Czar Noir. For those that aren't familiar with Czarface, I think I've talked about it a few different times on here. It's essentially a project with Inspector Deck of the Wu-Tang Clan, and I believe it's 7L and Esoteric, providing the beats and all that. It's essentially like a concept album or concept thing dealing with supervillain. And so some of the releases have a comic book attached to it, or the singles that I believe usually come out on Black Friday have it's like a normal comic format with a little 7-inch attached, and so I had to get it. I mean, there's more likely going to be a larger release, but it was there. It's going to be about the same price, so might as well get the Record Store Day. This is, of course, these last 3 I got from I think it's 10,000 Hertz Records. The next one is the hot commodity of the year, and that's the DGs. Hail Satin is the Foo Fighters Bee Gees cover album. I don't think I have to say anything more about that. I'm sure everybody's been talking about it. And this one, come on. Yeah, 10,000 Hertz Records out of Alabama. So this last one is a cover album called "Kiss My Ass Goodbye." It's a tribute album to John Prine, the late John Prine, and the proceeds go towards the Nashville rescue mission. So I can't say I know pretty much any of the artists on the album, but I've been getting to John Prine, and I was really happy to get this. I think there was only like 1,000 of them pressed, and I'm not sure if it's a first or an exclusive. Uh, but for something like 1,000 released, again, happy to get it. Um, let's see here. This is kind of an impromptu thing. I wasn't really sure what the heck I was going to be doing here. Do I want to do more of the newer ones? Yeah, might as well. Okay, let me do this. Let me switch these around. This shouldn't be a very terribly long video. So next up is again, it's a cover album by Ska 2 Network called Ska Goes Emo. Ska 2 Network is basically what it sounds like. It's a ska project. And each of these songs on here has a different singer attached to it, and it doesn't list who's singing on it or anything like that. I'm sure it's in the booklet or whatever that's included in here. I don't recall, but I mean a lot of banger hits from mostly the 90s, if not all the 90s. Some of them I don't know why they're called emo. I think it could have gone like Skunk Goes alternative, probably would have been a better term. Which, whatever. Anyways, I'd sample some of that I think on Spotify, and yeah, most of it was pretty good. There was a couple that the music was good, vocals didn't really do it for me, but it's what you get when you get a kind of an anthology sort of project of any sort, right? So the next one here is the Vinyl Me Please, the hip hop record of the month. I believe it was last month. And that was Ludacris's Word of Mouth. And it's this nice thick boy jacket. And I don't know when this first came out. I'm not seeing anything. But been a big Ludacris fan for a while, and like I haven't gone on my way to get any of the reissues. When that came up, it was no brainer. The other records really didn't interest me. So that worked out in the end. Alright, so these next two, I think I featured a couple of his albums in a previous video. But it's like a lo-fi, nerdy rapper. Not even a rapper, a singer. Called Mark with a C. And so you have, I believe, this might be his first album, and then his like a greatest hits, at least one of his greatest hits. So this one is Mark with a C. Motherfuckers be bullshittin'. And the big banger on this album, it's called Love My Little Squiddy. It's great. And then next here, the other Mark with a C album is Popular Music. And I've just realized I didn't show you the back cover of this one, or the previous one. But I don't know why this thing's not focusing on the way I want it to. Here's the mother one. So these Mark with the C's been going through some health issues lately. I think he's been battling cancer, so he's been discounting a lot of his albums and Bandcamp. And you know, if you follow him, sends a post. I mean, I think the music's worth it, even at full price. It's just that I go through spurts with Bandcamp. I don't check it all the time, so if I can support the guy, I will. I suggest you guys check him out. Like I said, it's Mark with the C. Seems to be a nice enough guy too, and the music's a lot of fun. Doesn't seem to take himself too seriously, all things considered. Okay, and these are some recent used finds. I believe these all came from a local shop called Crooked Music. I've talked about before, they're not like a vinyl shop per se. They're just a music store, records, guitars. They just got a couple drum kits in. But they do buy and sell used records. They have a small inventory of new stuff that they get stuff in on occasion. And so posted that they got a collection in recently. and so I had to go down for another reason. Uh, so I checked it out. Got three that trip, the three more from a previous trip. Oh, excuse me. So the first one is a compilation from the Isle of Wight Atlanta Pop Festival. It's like a 3 LP set, I believe. I'm not going to take it out. It's kind of a pain to get in. But it has a couple of songs from each of Jimi Hendrix, Johnny Winter, Sly and the Family Stone, 10 Years After, Miles Davis, Chris Christopherson, Moten, the Allman Brothers, Procol Harum, the Chamber Brothers, Cactus, Leonard Cohen, and David Bromberg. I'm sure these are like a dime a dozen, but the band speaks for themselves, or the artists speak for themselves. So why not get a chunk of good music in one set, right? Next is an artist local to Michigan here. I don't think I need to say anything more about it. It's Bob Seger's "Against the Wind." It's not a original. I think it's like a early repress. I think that was pretty self-explanatory, just like this next one here. I got a nice, clean copy, again, of a little reissue of Santana's first album. I mean, the back has a little bit of ring wear to it. A little glare, but I'll be honest, I don't really listen to much Santana. Never have. I was more familiar with Santana from the album he did back in the probably early 2000s, maybe mid 2000s. With Rob Thomas and all that, because a lot of airplay. So I've been wanting to. I listened to it a little bit, and it was there for a pretty good price. I picked it up. Next is another addition to the Pink Floyd collection. It's just relics. I believe this is the English pressing of it. Something I'd been kind of keeping an eye on for a little while. Trying to find a copy that was, not super dirty, getting white cover and all that. These last two, I should say, are a set of one's like I think it was Chicago-based folk singer. The other one, I believe, is something similar. It sounded interesting, and for a couple of bucks, $5, I figured I'd try it out. It's Dakota Dave Hull and Sean Blackburn, River of Swing. I don't recognize any songs necessarily on here that might be like a cover of something else, because I know a lot of like swing and cover albums. Let me try to do that. Maybe that'll help a little bit. We'll put some stuff on there, and I don't know. I like checking stuff out from this label called Flying Fish, which I also found kind of neat and interesting. And then lastly is another, like I said, a folk singer here. I picked up another album they had previously on a whim, and I didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be, but again, I enjoyed it enough. It's art. I think it's called Theme. I'm not sure. On the Wilderness Road by Folk Legacy Recordings. Yeah. It's very basic. And like I said, I believe the art was either like born in and around Chicago or the Midwest. There's not like a ton that I can find on him. I know he served as some sort of an instructor at one of the music schools down in Chicago. There's a label. And the first album that I heard of his, I can't remember what it's called, but it's just American folk. You know, for some reason it reminds me a lot of just the West. If that makes any sort of sense. I can't remember if it's the lyrics of it, but it just seems like, you know, you're camping somewhere in like Yellowstone or Yosemite or what have you around a campfire, and he's just singing to you. Um, so I figured, hey, they had another album of his, picked it up, not a terrible price, and I'll enjoy it just like the last one. Um, there's that's it. That's all that I got. There's a couple other things that I just decided not to show. From like the last record store day, I picked up the Meteora reissue finally. My pre-order got canceled from the last time. Before it was a record store day. Well, after it was a record store day, then they canceled it and then they reissued it, and then I got canceled on that. Whatever, I got it now. That's all that matters, right? And a couple of Third Man Records vaults that have been fantastic, as always. But it's a little over 60 minutes, a little longer than I thought it would. I know this is really quick. I don't have a ton of time. This week's busier than heck. I had to drive 10 hours round trip in a little over a day to get the fiance's dress altered, or the appointment set up for that. We're going back. We're going to the wedding venue tomorrow evening. Well, we're driving back home tomorrow evening for taste testing. I had to work last night. Work tomorrow, Friday. So just a lot of running around in a short period of time. But these things have been stacking up, and I know I want to do a video, so here I am. Hopefully these be somewhat regular. I haven't been buying as much, because weddings are expensive, and but again, anybody that's stuck around, welcome back. Feel free to leave a comment if you want. I'm not gonna ask you to follow. I'm not doing this for that. But thank you very much. Y'all have a good day, and keep on spinning.